Welcome back to our channel, you guys. CBS Beyond the Gates recap AUG 18. We have been tracking this for weeks, and the drama is finally exploding. Let's be real for a second. This Beyond the Gates recap for the August 18 episode is going to blow your mind. I want to heavily emphasize that this is a detailed recap of everything going down, but we are also going to tear these storylines apart. The August 18 recap proves that nobody in the DMV is safe from their own terrible decisions. CBS Beyond the Gates. Spoilers. We have been tracking this for weeks, and the fallout is going to be legendary. Starting off this recap, Bill Hamilton flirts with disaster. Can you believe it? Bill Hamilton is literally laying in a hospital bed, secretly being poisoned by Hayley Hamilton, and yet Bill Hamilton is still finding ways to flirt with absolute disaster. I think this move was a huge mistake, because Bill Hamilton simply cannot keep the ego of Bill Hamilton in check. We all know Bill Hamilton hooked up with Dani Dupree in the elevator during the tornado. Now, Dani Dupree is hovering over Bill Hamilton, and Hayley Hamilton is watching their every move. Historically, Bill Hamilton has always been a chronic cheater. A lot of fans think Bill Hamilton is just a helpless victim of the poison administered by Hayley Hamilton right now, but I actually think Bill Hamilton is actively sabotaging the survival of Bill Hamilton. If Bill Hamilton ignores the medical advice of Madison Montgomery, Bill Hamilton might just end up in the morgue. To dive deeper into the psychology of Bill Hamilton, we have to look at the history of Fairmont Estates. Bill Hamilton loves the thrill of the chase. Even with Vernon Dupree giving Bill Hamilton stern warnings to take it easy, Bill Hamilton refuses to listen. Bill Hamilton loves the fact that Dani Dupree is risking the marriage of Dani Dupree to Andre Richardson just to hold the hand of Bill Hamilton. It is a massive power trip. But flirting with disaster while Hayley Hamilton is plotting a literal murder is the most foolish thing Bill Hamilton could possibly do. Bill Hamilton is playing Russian roulette. Moving on with our August 18 recap, Hayley Hamilton and Ashley Morgan absolutely clash. That is crazy. Ashley Morgan is usually such a grounded, supportive friend in Fairmont Estates. Ashley Morgan and Grayson Perez have been worrying about a troubled friend lately. But for Ashley Morgan to directly clash with Hayley Hamilton? Hayley Hamilton must have crossed a massive, unforgivable line. I passionately hate Hayley Hamilton right now. Hayley Hamilton is a ruthless, manipulative villain who is desperately trying to cover up the fact that Hayley Hamilton is poisoning Bill Hamilton. Because Madison Montgomery is returning to the DMV, Hayley Hamilton is backed into a dangerous corner. I predict that Ashley Morgan caught Hayley Hamilton in a massive lie about Lynette Wise. Or maybe Ashley Morgan noticed Hayley Hamilton acting suspiciously around Randy Parker. Hayley Hamilton is ready to frame Randy Parker as a crazed, jealous lover, and if Ashley Morgan gets in the way, Hayley Hamilton might target Ashley Morgan next. Ashley Morgan is far too pure for the toxic warfare that Hayley Hamilton brings to the table. I am terrified for Ashley Morgan because Hayley Hamilton has absolutely nothing left to lose. When a cornered animal like Hayley Hamilton lashes out, innocent bystanders like Ashley Morgan get destroyed. And you will not believe what happens next in this recap. Eva Thomas speaks the mind of Eva Thomas, and the words of Eva Thomas completely instigate Leslie Thomas. Let's unpack this psychological nightmare. Leslie Thomas is the ultimate narcissistic mother. We saw Leslie Thomas hijack the press interview that Eva Thomas earned after Eva Thomas bravely shared the transplant survival story online. Eva Thomas finally sets a firm boundary, but instead of retreating, Leslie Thomas gets instigated. This is a classic soap opera trope, you guys. The jealous, overbearing mother who cannot stand to see the daughter shine. I think Leslie Thomas is going to use this anger to aggressively pursue Ted Richardson. Leslie Thomas recently sought out Ted Richardson for an urgent matter, and Leslie Thomas loves to use manufactured crises to get attention. Eva Thomas deserves peace, but Leslie Thomas is a walking tornado of toxic drama. Every single time Eva Thomas tries to heal from the trauma of the transplant, Leslie Thomas swoops in to make the situation entirely about Leslie Thomas. I passionately defend Eva Thomas here. Leslie Thomas needs a harsh reality check before Leslie Thomas completely destroys the relationship with Eva Thomas forever. But here's the kicker of this August 18 recap. The romance department in Fairmont Estates is a total disaster zone. Carlton gives Ted Richardson a major update, while Nicole Dupree gives Vanessa McBride a major update about the love life of Nicole Dupree. Let us break down this messy dynamic. Carlton is currently dating Nicole Dupree. Ted Richardson is the ex-husband of Nicole Dupree. So, Carlton giving Ted Richardson an update is a massive alpha male power struggle. I absolutely love this dynamic. Carlton is marking territory, but Ted Richardson still holds a massive piece of the heart of Nicole Dupree. Meanwhile, Nicole Dupree is spilling all the tea to Vanessa McBride. Vanessa McBride desperately needs a distraction because Vanessa McBride is currently getting played by Heather Armstrong and fighting with Joey Armstrong. Nicole Dupree is juggling Carlton, Kyle Rollins, and lingering feelings for Ted Richardson. I actually think Nicole Dupree is making a huge mistake by stringing Carlton along when Nicole Dupree clearly still has a deep, unresolved connection with Ted Richardson. Remember when Ted Richardson crossed a line with Nicole Dupree recently? The chemistry is still there. Vanessa McBride is probably sitting there listening to Nicole Dupree and wishing the life of Vanessa McBride was that simple, considering Vanessa McBride is dating a literal crime boss like Joey Armstrong. Speaking of Ted Richardson, this recap reveals that Shanice Johnson fields an unanticipated request. Poor, naive Shanice Johnson. Shanice Johnson just mutually confessed falling in love with Ted Richardson, and Shanice Johnson is already rushing to plan a future with Ted Richardson. But what is this unanticipated request? I strongly predict that Ted Richardson is the one making the request, and Ted Richardson is probably asking Shanice Johnson to pump the brakes. Ted Richardson is too entangled with Nicole Dupree and the chaotic Leslie Thomas. Alternatively, because Shanice Johnson is the supervising nurse at the hospital, this unanticipated request could come from Madison Montgomery regarding the toxic blood work of Bill Hamilton. If Shanice Johnson gets pulled into the medical investigation of Bill Hamilton, Shanice Johnson might be the one to officially expose the sinister poisoning plot orchestrated by Hayley Hamilton. Amazing. I would love to see Shanice Johnson step up and become the hero of the hospital. Shanice Johnson deserves a massive storyline that does not just revolve around the messy love triangle involving Ted Richardson and Nicole Dupree. Finally, to wrap up the major points of this August 18 recap, Bradley Smitty Smith totally disappoints Martin Richardson. This breaks my heart because Martin Richardson is already standing on the edge of a psychological cliff. We just saw Martin Richardson violently blow up at Anastasia Bellaiclaire at the country club. Martin Richardson is carrying severe unresolved trauma from killing a man years ago to protect Vernon Dupree. Martin Richardson is a ticking time bomb. Bradley Smitty Smith is an investigative journalist who recently exposed the plasma ring and angered Heather Armstrong. Did Bradley Smitty Smith ask Martin Richardson for a dangerous favor? Or did Bradley Smitty Smith refuse to kill a story that might expose the dark secrets of the Dupree family? I passionately defend Martin Richardson because Martin Richardson is suffering, but Bradley Smitty Smith is driven by the truth. I think Bradley Smitty Smith prioritizing journalism over friendship is going to push Martin Richardson into a total mental breakdown. Martin Richardson needs an ally right now, and Bradley Smitty Smith dropping the ball could lead to catastrophic consequences for the entire Richardson family. When you look at the entire scope of this Beyond the Gates recap, the tension is reaching a boiling point. The Dupree family is falling apart. Anita Dupree and Vernon Dupree are actively interrogating Dani Dupree about the feelings Dani Dupree has for Bill Hamilton. If Dani Dupree confesses to the elevator hookup with Bill Hamilton, Andre Richardson is going to lose the mind of Andre Richardson. Furthermore, Dani Dupree is aggressively offering Randy Parker a plea deal to flip on Hayley Hamilton. If Randy Parker runs, Joey Armstrong will hunt Randy Parker down without mercy. The stakes have never been higher in the DMV. What do you guys think about the absolute chaos happening with Bill Hamilton and Hayley Hamilton? Do you think Ashley Morgan is going to be the one to finally expose the lies of Hayley Hamilton, or will Leslie Thomas destroy everything in the path of Leslie Thomas first? Drop your thoughts, theories, and wild predictions in the comments below. I want to read every single one of them. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button for CBS Beyond the Gates spoilers so you never miss an update on your favorite Fairmont Estates drama.